Wait a minute.
What? What's up?
What happened to my Macan?
Well, you still have your Macan.
Oh, is this the 2024 Porsche Macan?
The base model.
The first base Macan we have ever driven?
And like one of a handful base Porsches we've ever driven.
Welcome back to the channel. Awkward High Five. Make sure you guys click like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us what you think about the facelifted Macan.
So, this is also still brought to you by Porsche St. Paul. I know we're not anywhere near where we usually are, but this is still brought to you by Porsche St. Paul. This is one of their courtesy loaners.
What do you got for horsepower?
260 horsepower.
I'm going to throw you for a loop. How many torques?
I have absolutely no idea.
But at Kimto,
Yes,
4,400-ish pounds.
and it needs trailer braking to do that. It will not, I think it ruins stuff if you don't.
So we've had this car for a few days. Our other cars are getting lovingly taken care of by the Porsche dealer. There are a lot of things that I like about this car, and there's a few things that I'm like, I think I like my older Macan a little bit better. So why don't we give them a little view into what is the 2024 Porsche Macan.
Base. Also, this is another reason why you should always buy a certified Porsche. They give you a loaner for free.
So let's start out with the deets.
This is actually pretty quick.
It is pretty quick. So the base Macan has a 2-liter 4-cylinder borrowed from Volkswagen,
Yep.
spruced up a little bit by Porsche.
I don't know if it's even spruced up. It might just be the Arteon I think makes 260. It might just be the exact same tune.
Anyways, it is inside a beautifully luscious Porsche.
Everything but the engine is Porsche in this.
I like the engine. However, my Macan S, this is the issue with the base to the S. The S has almost 100 more horsepower.
So this is a facelifted Macan, and yours is the first year Macan. So, and that's still an 80 horsepower jump.
I like it. It has enough power. If you are turning onto a road or need to pass somebody, it has plenty of power.
Yep.
It does not have S power, and you can feel that.
Yes.
So, like, my personal opinion, for me being a car guy who is used to more horsepower, this isn't quite enough. However, it's fantastic for my wife. It's excellent, superb for my daughter. So I think if you're just wanting... go ahead.
So, before we get obliterated in the comments for... This is a $63,000 starting price. It's superb for my sister and your daughter.
I mean, Porsches are nice.
Oh.
So back to my point. If you're jumping from a Tiguan to a Porsche, I think this is all that you need.
Yes.
If you're used to more horsepower, I think you're going to be left wanting more.
And if you get a highest trim Tiguan, it's not that big of a price jump.
Right. I love this infotainment center. So this on the interior is about the only updated thing from my 2015. So this now has the glass buttons, and you got a nice big screen here. The one thing about the screen that I don't like, maybe you can do it, but you can't make this the whole screen. You always have this little bit, and then you have this little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably somehow fixable, but no idea there.
Other than that, the interior is exactly the same. I do like the panoramic roof.
Yep.
Mine doesn't have that. I don't miss it on it.
Okay.
But I do like it on our Cayenne, and I've liked it on all the other vehicles that we've had. As far as ride quality, being that this is a 2024, it's undoubtedly just, it's amazing. It handles well. The shocks are...
Oh, come on. This is an SUV. Why are we...
I think it handles really well.
I think we pulled 9 Gs, just like an F-16.
I think that the steering is tight and responsive. And I think it is a good facelifted Macan.
I agree.
Why don't you take it for a spin and tell them your thoughts? What do you think about this, Gramps?
The kickdown's not as quick as in like other Porsche models, But this is also a base model with a 4-cylinder, but whoa, she's still quick.
So we put it in sport mode, and you can tell a difference.
Yep.
So it wakes it up a considerable amount. And the Porsche engineers have done something with the exhaust, because even with this 4-cylinder,
It still sounds good.
it sounds good.
It's not great because it's still just a 4-cylinder, but it's good.
What do you think? So I heard you talking about the decibel volume in here.
Oh, it's real quiet. I don't know I'm yelling.
It is probably the quietest Porsche I've been in.
I think it doesn't help that we usually drive the Porsches in their most sporty settings, so they're always just making noise.
I mean, that's the most fun
But
setting.
this one, since it's not a super sporty SUV, it is, but it isn't. It just is naturally quieter. Also, I had 2 GTIs before I got into the Porsche game. If I were looking to upgrade from a GTI to an SUV, this would be a great contender because it is right around that same pace as a GTI, but if you needed an SUV for some reason, you get that. And the interior is so much better than like my GTIs ever were.
Yes, I would say that this is, in its segment, I don't know what you would call it, the compact SUV segment.
No, because there's a lot smaller SUVs than this.
Whatever segment this lies within, I would say this is your best option.
I would agree.
You're not going to find an American car or a Japanese car
That is quite as refined as this.
Yes.
You'll probably get better fuel economy. I don't know what that statistic is off the top of my head, but this isn't designed for that. It's designed to be a luxurious SUV with a fair amount of extra power.
Yes.
Not an extreme amount. I would almost say that the S is already an extreme, and if you got the turbo, which they don't make anymore, but they did at one point, that is a ludicrous amount of power for an SUV.
Real time, we're in like the mid-20s for mileage.
Yeah.
And we like to drive a little bit more spirited. So you could...
If you didn't hear it, I dropped it into second right then.
You could probably, on a very good day, you could probably squeak out 30 miles a gallon.
Yeah, probably. Not with me driving.
Not with us driving. What do you say we wrap this video up and show them the actual facelifted part of this 2024 Macan?
Yeah, that sounds great. Why haven't we talked about it yet?
If you want to hear the visceral noise of a base Porsche Macan and decide for yourself if it sounds good enough, here you go. I think it's pretty good. You look very stoic right now.
Thank you.
I have actually truly enjoyed this base model Macan for the last few days, and we don't generally get to drive something for a couple days.
This is a long-term review.
There are a lot of things that I like. There isn't anything that I don't like. One thing that I noticed for myself is once you're used to a little bit more horsepower, this doesn't quite do it anymore.
It's not that it's too slow. It's that we both love that adrenaline rush of when you mash the throttle and you're just bam, bam, right? Like, it's great.
That's a very good representation. I almost felt like I was in a bam thing. Okay, but as far as a facelift goes, I do like it.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about that, weren't we?
I think it is more visually appealing than my Macan. They've done a good, subtle job of updating it. And a lot of it comes from right there.
It's really this whole area, along with, I think they redesigned a little bit of the headlight. I know they relocated this turn signal. It's not a huge thing, but it makes it look so much more classy.
It does. And if you were to bump it up and get an S or a GTS and get some air suspension, you could lower this gap a little bit and this thing would look stunning.
And it lowers, you don't have to do it yourself. It does it like, it's going to be lower from the factory.
What do you think about it?
Would I buy one? I mean, no, because I like the horsepower. Would you buy one for Mom?
Yes, I would buy one for Mom. I would buy one for Ella.
No.
I would buy one for a daily commuter if I had a different sports car, I think.
Yeah, and if you do a lot of city driving, I bet this would be great because you just don't get going that quick. So the 4-cylinder is going to get better gas mileage in the city than the V6 that you get in an S or a GTS. And on top of that, you don't need that much power even if you're full throttle because you're only going to make it up to 30, 40, 50.
It is more powerful than your segment counterparts.
Yep.
And for that reason, I would say I would buy one unless you need the horsepower. And the updated interior is enough to upgrade from the pre-facelift.
Yeah, I love it so much more. So you and I have the same interior effectively, and I hate my buttons. I love them because I have buttons, but I hate them because I see all the options I'm missing.
Yeah, and this is just nice for that. The infotainment's a little bit bigger. It's just a little bit nicer. It's more responsive. You got wireless Apple CarPlay. It's got some really good doodads. So I would say, if you want to buy a brand new car,
you should be going to Porsche St. Paul using the link in our description to purchase one of their many brand new Macans.
That's a good one. Awkward High Five. Make sure you guys click like, comment, subscribe. As always, thank you so much, and we will see you
later. Next time. Toodaloo.